So Chloe is launching a new podcast.
Did she have one before?
No. She had Cocktails with Chloe,
That's what I'm thinking.
which was the late night talk show that failed.
Chloe goes to Air
I didn't even know that
Oh,
was a thing. So
it was
yeah.
a thing on the Wi-Fi channel, sci-fi channel. It was something with an F and a Y.
Oh.
It was a channel that
FX?
nobody watched.
Freebie?
No. It was a cable channel that nobody watched, and then they didn't watch her show.
Interesting.
So I think
Fuse.
maybe Fuse.
Maybe Fuse. That's not for Fubo.
Fubo?
But that's like
No.
Roku.
Yeah.
It's the Pop Report.
So juicy.
Hey, Mr. Sack.
Hi.
Do you like how I say your name sometimes? Zachary?
No, I don't like how you say it sometimes.
Why?
Because that's not how you pronounce my name.
Okay, Zachary Peter.
Thank you.
What's it like to be back for another episode?
Great. I'm so excited. I
You
love
said- you
seeing
said
you
pass
twice
the
a
salt.
week. I love seeing you so often. I'm glad that we're back together. Just want the record to reflect. I'm very excited to be here today.
Let the record reflect that I have been absent and Zach has been holding down the fort in my absence.
Yes.
You're very welcome.
For what?
Leaving you alone and showing that you can be
I do
independent,
like being
strong.
left alone. That was
you
the
can
best birthday gift you could have given me.
You are in a woman's world like Katy Perry.
Fuck that. That's such a stupid single.
We'll come back to it, but
No, we won't.
we
It's
will.
bad. We talked about it on Wednesday, and now we're moving on.
No, we have to come back to it because
Oh, we do have to come back to it. Sorry, it's in our notes.
there's a couple different things going on. But what's going on with you?
Not much.
Did you just hit 50,000 subscribe? I'm like, I keep track of things.
I did, and Andy bought me a cake.
Yeah, I bought the cake. You hit 50,000 subscribers on No Filter
On YouTube.
on YouTube.
Yeah.
It's still big.
Yeah.
That's a big
15
accomplishment.
million subscribers and 15 million views, which was...
And you don't know how to
Exciting.
podcast. This is still so new to you.
It's the first podcast I've ever hosted. Just joined YouTube last week,
Yep.
so thriving. I'm a good problem solver.
Speaking of good problem solvers, we have someone else who's been sitting here this entire time watching us
Very
speak.
patiently melting away.
Would you like to introduce yourself to the audience?
Oh my God, yeah. Well, first of all, I'm listening to you guys like lie to each other. The cake was not bought by Andy. I'm Louis Levanti. I'm now a full-time influencer, content creator. I had a background I was working at Paramount, doing movies, TV shows, interviews, all that stuff. But now I just make content, kind of silly, goofy. I still do pop culture, but sometimes I don't. Yeah, and we're here, and I'm sweating.
She's basically a local, and we said, "Are you free?" And he's like, "Yeah."
I was like, I have nothing else to do. Like, truly, I can't say no.
If you don't know this bitch, he is very much in tune with pop culture. So between Zach and I having a third guest every so often, we said, why not keep it fresh, keep it fun? And sometimes Zach and I, we need a little training wheels. Sometimes we need some checks. So having some other people is good in the mix. So thank you for being our third correspondent for this episode.
Thank you for having me. I will send you guys my invoice.
Yeah, this is both of you.
Oh,
guys'
actually,
first
we
time
got you
meeting.
a cake.
Yeah,
Oh, thank you.
Yeah, we got you
oh
a
my
cake.
God, I love
You can
cake.
take it home.
And see, look how well they get along. They'd never actually met before this, and like, we just love throwing into people new surprises, new twists, new turns. Speaking of new twists and turns, let's start with our hot headlines, boys. Did you all keep up with the Travis Scott news that just came into play?
You mean Kylie Jenner's baby's father?
You mean former Astroworld?
Oh, yeah.
Man.
No, but that didn't happen according to the Kardashians.
Okay, well, who knows exactly what happened, because I saw this headline come in and I was like, interesting. Travis Scott has been arrested, for those people who don't follow Travis Scott. And he was arrested for disorderly intoxication on a Miami beach after a fight on a yacht, and he, quote, reeked of liquor.
Yeah, thank you for reading the notes that I wrote.
But see, like, I read something completely different because
Oh, what
I
did you read?
texted him this morning. I go,
Yeah.
are we sure he got arrested? Because I read something that was just like he was off the yacht and just like yelling at people on the yacht.
Yeah.
And then the cops were like, hey, you're kind of drunk. Like, you should probably stop doing that. And then he walked away without
No,
anything?
he was arrested and he was released
Oh.
on bond. A whole
mugshot.
$650.
Like who comes up with the funds for like?
Yeah, how do you decide how much?
When you get
I
arrested,
mean, it is Miami Beach.
when you get arrested, I'm like, who is the person who's like, you owe this much money, you cannot pass go, you cannot collect $200. Like, I expected it to be like $10,000 to $20,000, like release or something of the sort.
Well, but
$650.
it also-
I could have put him out.
It was also like disorderly intoxication, which I guess isn't that big of a deal. But I mean, I can do that on a Tuesday.
So I'm saying, I think I've done that before and not been caught. Like I was, oops, sorry, don't I'm not even incriminating myself, but like that was my thing. I was like, yeah, like a lot of people do that all the time. Like, was there like a punch thrown, like something like that? But
No, he was just yelling he was just drunk and disorderly.
And his response to it was, "It's Miami." Like,
well, yes.
I mean, yeah,
it is Miami.
fair. I mean, if I were the cop and I arrested him and that's what he told me, I'd be like, okay, move along.
I feel like we also had a lot of like, well, a lot is in two this week, of celebrities who have been
Arrested.
booked and busy and then out the door. We had Justin, we have Travis. I think there's going to be a third.
I didn't realize Jessica
comes
Biel
in
was.
threes.
Yeah, I didn't realize Jessica Biel was on her book tour.
Jessica Biel was not happy apparently, which I don't think anybody would be happy that your husband's under arrest.
No, I know, but I didn't realize she was currently on a book tour. I didn't realize she had written a book, and so she's
didn't
having
even
to
know she had a book.
Exactly.
I didn't know
Didn't
she
even
was a
know.
writer. What'd she write?
Words. And so she is on a book tour, and because I saw on TikTok they were doing that what is that, the Sabrina Carpenter song, Please Please Please.
Yes.
And there's the trend where like something about my heart, just don't embarrass me, motherfucker. And then it was like Jessica Biel, and she was upset because
Did she
sang-
do the trend about
No,
Justin
she
Timberlake?
didn't do. Could you
That
imagine
would be
if she-
crazy.
Okay, back it
Wait,
up. If-
she would be the next one to get arrested. That's foul
I would say if she pulled
for
a
domestic violence.
for domestic violence.
if she pulled a white Beyonce and sang like please 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 in response to like the headlines about Justin Timberlake, I would laugh so hard. Like,
No, he wants her to throw down like Solange did in the elevator.
No, literally, we need to get like the footage, an elevator, something. Whether it's her leaving the courthouse,
Yeah,
wherever
but see, that
they
only
are.
happens when there's $1 billion on the elevator, and I
Right.
don't. The world tour isn't selling as well for them to be at the $1 billion, so it can't hit the elevator.
There's
yet.
levels to this.
Yeah.
and,
who
like,
picked up Justin though from the police department?
His lawyer.
Oh,
Which
I wish it was
also-
Jessica.
I read this thing that
She's
said like
fuck that.
people were saying like, oh, maybe he like, which if this is his PR team and they intentionally planned this, they were saying that like his PR team planned for him to get arrested so that they could cancel the tour because it wasn't selling.
Are you kidding?
Oh, like J-Lo who faked a divorce so that she could cancel her tour.
I'm pleading the fifth on J-Lo because I love her alcohol brand.
I love the alcohol brand from someone who does not consume alcohol, which I also do enjoy.
Which is so interesting because whenever I'm at oh God, we're getting off on a tangent, but like whenever I'm at any of her events, like she drinks like a Dolola cocktail, but I'm
Correct.
like, what's in there?
It's not, I can tell you.
Because it looks like mine.
It's not
And
disorderly
mine,
intoxication, I can tell you that much.
mine has alcohol and hers looks exactly like mine. So I'm like, what did they do to make it look exactly
It's
the
a
same?
mocktail, which I hate. Don't get me started on fucking mocktails.
Well,
Like,
I think they're the stupidest thing ever.
it's juice.
It's juice.
Just have a can of
it's
juice.
calories without the fun.
Yeah.
Is exactly.
and
like,
it's still the
you know-
same cost.
Yeah, it's like $18 for a fucking mocktail. Like, just take your Pellegrino, squeeze some lemon juice in it, and sit with your sad self.
I went out to
need
dinner
order a
last night.
mocktail.
I was like, I'm gonna order a sangria at dinner last night, and then I was like, oh, what about a mocktail? I don't want to like pay
Oh,
for a full
God.
price.
Here we go.
No,
Here we go.
I was like, this is so expensive, but I want like a fuzzy, fun drink. And there I was being like, am I gonna pay $12 for soda and juice
Order Pellegrino.
and cry?
Yeah.
No one gets arrested for disorderly conduct on a mocktail in Miami
Or
Beach.
On-
Pellegrino.
Unless you're
or
Travis
drunk
Scott.
driving.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, you know what? Drink mocktails, I guess. You want to end up like Justin Timberlake.
Maybe he might
Or
switch
just
to him.
call an Uber.
Call an Uber.
I
Yeah.
think that's a better solution.
Millions
I'm
of
gonna go with that one.
dollars. You can't.
Get the mocktail or call an Uber. Pick your poison.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Well,
well, we'll see who is. Hopefully not a third.
do you think Kylie Jenner's upset about this?
Do you think Kylie Jenner will respond to Travis?
No. When does Kylie Jenner give us anything other than a new lip kit?
The lip kits come infrequently, like the seasons.
Yeah.
I don't
Are
know.
they even good? Like, hasn't there been complaints about the lip kit?
So-
like that they've been
What is-
showing up like messed up and stuff. Was that?
Well, Kylie's not personally packaging those.
But like your name's attached to it, so it's like I don't know.
No, I agree.
Riddle me this. My last thought on this whole Travis Scott thing. We'll get to the next
Like, we're not
topic.
talking about Kylie.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
we're
no,
gonna
get off
pivot that
Kylie.
conversation.
All my last thing I'll say on Kylie is never have I ever had a girl tell me or pull out a Kylie lip kit from her purse and say, I love this Kylie lip kit. You have three
They're
people.
staying
three?
up. No, I thought we were playing the game. Like never
Oh,
have I
I
ever.
was like,
Oh, I was,
I was like Spock.
I'm like-
like,
Mockingjay.
Yeah, if you're
Take me down with the
listening to this
sniper.
on the audio, he just put up 3 fingers randomly. was like,
That will be a great social clip. Thank you so much.
Sorry to those just listening.
Sorry to this
You can't
man.
enjoy.
Which
in
is why
other
you
news-
should be watching us on YouTube.
In other news, if you haven't subscribed, now is your time to do so for the correct call to action. Keep up to date with more. Before we get into Kate Middleton.
Kate Middleton. Oh, do you have?
No.
Would you like to read my notes about Kate Middleton too?
No, because before we actually started recording this, I said Zach is our senior royal correspondent of Kate Middleton, and I am your Charlie XCX brat, like weatherman.
How dismal.
Brat, but it's 3 new songs, then it's different.
If we were drinking and we had to take a shot every time you said those exact words, we'd be blacked out within minutes.
Yeah.
You say the whole album title.
Yeah, because like
Not Brat Deluxe.
No, who said that's not called Brat Deluxe?
But it is like the deluxe.
But it is, but it's not.
Okay.
Same but built different.
No, we were just talking about this.
Kate Middleton.
It's so annoying. No. You already got me. Now you're gonna get me.
Let's
started
go.
on
No,
this
yeah.
bullshit.
I know what you're gonna say. Go.
Okay. I'm so sick and tired of these artists that they release an album and they, it's clearly not good enough on its own. So then they release a deluxe album and then an ultra deluxe album. Like Taylor Swift has released her stupid album.
33 versions
33 versions of it, and nobody's still fucking listening to it. I don't know who's listening to it to keep it on the charts.
Yeah, I think I see now when an album comes out, I automatically expect a deluxe because I guess that's just like the new era we're in. But 35,
why?
38 versions of the same album, like,
Why?
all right.
Because she's trying to kill Charlie XCX on the British charts.
Yeah, she placed number 2 on the UK Hot 100 because of it.
Yeah, and Charlie has no chance.
Speaking of UK
Taylor Swift
babes.
is a bully.
Wait, stay over there for 1 second.
Yeah,
and you know what? I'm
We
going to answer this because if it was any other artist,
Yep.
I love Taylor Swift. I think she's good. You
off.
might disagree with that. But if any other artist were to release 38 versions, the Swifties would have a
33.
conniption.
Yeah.
33, sorry.
Conspiracy.
Their brains would explode. They'd be like, they're just doing this to block Taylor. But when
Yeah.
it's Taylor, they're like, it's business. She's trying to make money. It's like, okay, that's called greed. Like that's I don't know. That drives me nuts because like I never talk about it openly because I know I'll get attacked by Swifties. But I have to remember they're 10 to 12-year-olds with their mothers bringing them to the concerts. That's just not common business practice. That's like a new business practice that she's doing, and
I think it's also to stay for
Now I'm
awards
sweating.
nominations in certain cycles and time periods for you to be Grammy nominated, for you to be like up for certain accolades. It has to be within a certain release timing. So I think they're trying to basically extend this longevity so she can be up for consideration too.
for as long as possible. You think,
I
even
mean,
into the next year?
Correct. I mean, like Grammys is like it goes for a certain time this year before the cutoffs happen.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know, girl. I'm not in the music industry. Don't quote me on that. But like I know there's certain release cycles that have to happen.
It ends like October, I think.
Yeah.
Something
It's
like
October.
that.
Yeah. But yeah, not to bash Taylor Swift anymore, but like the thought of all these women who have released such great albums going head to head at the
Yeah.
Grammys.
Taylor Swift, I'll say it. Taylor Swift is anti-woman.
You just said a Meghan McCain comment without saying a Meghan McCain comment.
I will take the position of Meghan McCain on this couch.
Until she comes out and like actively supports other women in some way.
She never supports other women unless they're secondary to her. Like when she did the Bad Blood, Now We Got Bad, and then she had all the models walking behind her. It was to make her look like she has a cool girl posse. Taylor Swift is bullshit now. At this point, she used to be like women supporting women, and she doesn't support other women. And I know that I'm going to get dragged online because I'm not a woman. But you know what? I don't care. I think Taylor Swift is anti-woman, and she wants to tear down Katy Perry.
She has brought in Sabrina Carpenter.
I forgot
Tour
about
and other
that.
People.
Most people forgot about her.
I did forget about her.
Before we get into more
did.
music,
She was on American Idol. Did you know that?
Oh, she was, right? Contestant.
oh my god! Before we get into more music, because
Okay.
I want to get back to Katy Perry. 'Cause
Okay.
now we're really
going to
cycling
talk
it.
about the Royals now really, really quickly because I'm going to have a hot take about this too. So Kate Middleton is back.
And better than ever.
Well, people are saying she's looking better than ever. So she returned. It was the Trooping the Color Parade.
What is that?
It's a parade that they do in the UK to support the colors of the rainbow because it's Gay Pride Month.
Oh, allies.
I was gonna say.
I don't think that's true, but I love how convinced you were. But oh no, sorry, it was in honor of King Charles's birthday. So supporting the gays.
Yes.
Yeah.
Allies.
Allies.
I reiterate.
Ally.
Ally. So people are looking at these photos of Kate and saying, wow, she looks really good. And some people are saying, oh, she looks really rested, while other people are saying she looks like she got a facelift. And they're even comparing pictures from before and now.
Oh, I saw
saying
that picture.
Even the mole on her chin has gone up an inch.
I'll show you something that's going up an inch. I'm kidding.
That's. I also feel like if someone like that is, I feel like a true sign if you've gotten something done. But like, I feel like one of my friends got something done on their forehead, and I was like, you did something. Like it was the slightest thing. I feel like if you got a whole thing done, yeah, people are gonna point it out. So I feel like.
Well, they're saying, how much is this cancer story real? Because there was all this speculation before. And then there were all these theories, and we had the stunt double, and then we had the Photoshop photo where she Photoshopped her face from a Vanity Fair cover, and she put it on a photo with her kids, and people, were thinking that she was like hidden in a basement with Britney Spears that Justin Timberlake put there. And so now she's clearly alive, and she's out and about, and she's not on the orchard farm. But do you think she had well, I guess you haven't seen the photos, but I don't know.
I
saw
haven't scanned
one.
them enough. I saw like a side profile, but like.
I also think you could show me, like this would be a fun game to play. If you could show me any picture of a royal and told me to name them, I'd get them all wrong.
Don't get more ideas for your TikTok series of like, name this royal based on their mole.
And not even by their mole. I'll just show my boyfriend their faces. He won't know. I don't know a thing. Know.
Like, I can't even tell you. If I saw King Charles on the street, I'd be like, sorry to this man.
That's her and her facelift. Do you think she had a facelift or no facelift?
She doesn't. She doesn't look the same. She looks snatched in the second one.
Not to.
I'm all for. I'm all for getting work done, but like, yeah, she looks very different. She looks on the right side. She is.
We'll put the photo on YouTube
back.
so you can see it. But so in comparison, look at this, Andrew. So she definitely looks a lot fuller in her before pictures. And she's got like more of the crow's feet. Her face looks a little more natural, right? Even the texture of her skin looks a little different. Whereas her jawline is just so much more refined.
I think she hit the gua sha hard. I think it might not even be
a gua sha can't do that.
Not do that.
Girl.
That is not gua sha. Okay, yeah, you're gonna tell me Kris Jenner also did gua sha.
I'm gonna tell you, Kris Jenner did a lot of other.
Look at that.
That chin is Reese Witherspooning.
Like, she looks good.
Entirely different. But like who? And so, well, I don't know. Then other people are saying, "Oh, well, nobody looks that like. How is her hair still so full? Considering she said that she was undergoing chemotherapy. Now there are different forms of chemo. Not all of them are the radiation. Like my dad, he's doing like pills or something. And I didn't realize that was like a form of chemotherapy. But so there are different types of chemotherapy that don't always result in you losing your hair, but this does bring a lot more questions about how legit the cancer story was that she came back with in March, because there were very vague details. She didn't say what type of cancer. She didn't say how advanced the cancer was. She just said it was early on. They caught it, and she was doing preventative chemo, which is also not something that I think you often hear about if there's no, or I guess if it's early.
Here's my hot take. I don't really follow people when they're going through, like, if they've done faceless, if like I only see it like years later, with like people right now, not comparable whatsoever. This is a cancer story. People keep comparing like Ariana Grande, and like she looks different.
Oh.
Like she has like a different complexion. It's like she's Italian. She's not getting spray tans anymore. She's not doing the winged like eyeliner.
She doesn't look good.
I am not good at telling the difference until it is like years later of someone like having subtle changes. So for Kate Middleton, I'm like, I can't really tell you if she's having an off day, if she looks puffy, if she's not, and like, I can't. Well, I don't know.
You're gonna tell me she. Okay, you're gonna need to get your eyes checked. Okay, if you're gonna tell me she doesn't look different.
She looks like she went to the beach a little bit.
No, she looks. No.
Okay, Andy, you're just trying to give a PC answer so that the internet doesn't drag you. And I'm telling, like, look at the photo. Look at. We're gonna hold this.
Like, I'm very
look at that.
PC,
but
but
look at that closely.
Yeah, like you don't need a magnifying glass. Like I'm very PC, but there is a very clear. There's a clear divide in who she is in the first
because
one.
we're holding you accountable.
You know I have
I am Teddy Mellencamp, and I am holding you accountable.
Also, don't you think with like the cancer story, the facelift, and everything around it, like I feel like the royal family has always been very good about like hiding things, but now because of TikTok and how like hyper aware people are of things, they're kind of like losing their footing of like, oh shit, we are not being secretive at all because our story isn't making sense. Yeah. Everybody's catching on to it. Everything's being displayed on the internet. Everybody has a phone.
Yeah.
You know, I looked at it closer now and I can see.
See, because before, wow.
It took us that long to get.
Yeah.
I'm legally blind in one eye. What?
Can you drive a car?
Only with prescription glasses.
So do you think that the royal family is the one that photoshopped the photo of her and put it on her Instagram?
I don't think she did it.
Yeah, I don't
think
think
she's got the time to do that.
No, and she's like, oh,
there's teens.
She's like, I was just experimenting with Photoshop. I was bored at home and I decided to cut my face off.
I love that.
Like,
though.
They're the you're the royal family. Taylor Swift runs deep. Every celebrity runs deep. I feel like the royal family also runs deep with a social team, a PR team. Like there are people who have those skills on their teams. They're not doing it themselves.
Yeah. And the royal family's like, that looks good. Run with it.
Yeah.
Cap cut it.
Like no one's gonna know.
Cut.
Well, we'll see what happens with Kate Middleton and any more updates. But Zach, thank you for your segment of today of more Middleton updates.
She's thriving. Meghan Markle could never.
That's different. Same but different.
She didn't get a facelift.
She didn't get a lot of things. Anyway, we're going to go back to Katy Perry because it's time for our music spotlight.
That was accurate.
That was a good one, Andy.
Yeah,
you get a point for that one.
I like how you switched between Andy and Andrew. You're like, look at this, Andrew. And I was like, it kind of took me back for a second. I was like, oh yeah, like Andy's probably not your legal name.
Andrew's when I get in trouble. And
I was like, God.
I'm the only one that like calls him Andrew, but every time he has his friends around and I call him Andrew in front of him, they all have the same reaction.
I was shocked. It was almost
they're all
visceral.
like Andrew, and
I
I'm
discussed this before. If your name's Andrew, you and I are different people.
I only know that, and I know it irritates him, but I only know that because I saw his credit card one time when we were paying it.
When he was
Did
getting
you get the numbers?
No.
Oh, shit.
I was so taken aback by the Andrew that I didn't even think about that.
That's probably why he does it.
Yeah.
No one will steal his credit card. They're like, oh, Andrew.
Smart.
Andrew's secretive. Andy is open and honest.
Andrew's like doctor's office. They call you in.
Yeah.
Andrew, here.
It irks me.
No, but do you like how he called me Zachary at the top of all of this? That's how he introduced me. But if I call him Andrew, it's a problem.
Yeah.
I only say Zachary, like, yeah, it's kind of we do it to each other.
Yeah.
We need
Say
attention.
Zachary again.
Zachary.
He does that now. That just started today.
Okay.
No, I've done that every opening.
You've not.
Because
done
people
it.
do that. They say their Z's more as like S's. So I was also taken aback by that. I'm learning new things about you today.
I'm just whimsical. I choose chaos, and so does Katy Perry.
Oh, is that? Oh, that was a good segue.
Mm-hmm.
He's
That's
getting
really
better.
good.
Yeah.
I'm trying to. I'm really, really trying. It's not working.
It's like satisfying my ADHD. Anyway, continue.
Obviously, I know Zach has strong feelings about Katy Perry. I don't know your
I
feelings.
love Katy Perry.
I was
just
not
don't
talking
like
to
her
you.
new song.
I want to obviously know your feelings about Katy Perry, but she is under a bit of heat right now for her new single. People are calling Woman's World very unoriginal and very uncomplex lyrical composition.
Well,
but
none of her songs have ever been complex.
you're not wrong. KP6 is going to be coming out. The pre-save for Woman's World is July 11th, so there's still a bit of time. But
That's the name of her album, KP6?
it's not called KP6.
Oh, okay.
It's just the discography.
I was like, that's a stupid name. Yeah.
Yeah. KP6, 7-Eleven. I'm like, where's 8-9?
She's doing it to fuck with Taylor Swift.
Yeah. Oh my God. Yeah.
I don't know.
There's an Easter egg.
First of all,
Slurpees and go on with your day.
I'm
Katy Perry Slurpee.
Katy.
7-Eleven partnership.
Ugh.
I'm calling
It's a Women's World.
Neon blue.
There better be a 7-Eleven partnership. But speaking of collaborations in 7-Eleven, I think Katy Perry's team is like one of the most like prolific when it comes to marketing because they have been on the cusp and made some of the albums last so long. I mean, how campy it was. Witness's entire live stream house. No one has ever done something like that ever before. Chained to the Rhythm, they put like chained disco balls throughout all the U.S. and had people like take fan experience photos with it and more. I think Teenage Dream was the longest discography cycle for like an artist. It lasted like 3.5 years. Obviously, it was her sophomore album, but we haven't gotten really too much with this Woman's World single, except people are now coming out saying that they're not happy seeing that Dr. Luke is now accredited to Katy Perry once again. So before I get into that, tell me how you feel about Katy Perry.
I have a lot of things to say because like I just like thought of new things. I love Katy Perry. I think she's great.
Yeah.
I personally like don't love the snippet of the song she used, but sometimes artists will do that. They'll use like a snippet that's like not good and then the actual song is pretty decent. But what a lot of people are saying from what I've read is that like they think it's AI, and that would be a cool marketing somewhere if she did use AI to like promote the song, but then that had nothing to do with the actual
She
song.
looks good in the footage. I will say that.
Amazing. She looks great, but I also think there's like this. We're in such a new world of music where it's like just because you're Katy Perry doesn't mean your song's gonna sell anymore, which is like kind of disappointing.
It's kind of disappointing.
It should be about the music, but like
that's why you have to drop 4 deluxe albums.
Well, even her fans are just like, this isn't it, and it's like, oh well, shit. Guess that can't really.
This was her comeback. Yeah.
Yeah.
I also think too, on the point of like marketing, think of like this is TV, but like HBO Max with House of the Dragons doing all this crazy, insane marketing to promote the show. Whatever, the show's gonna do great because it's a cult following. I feel like it's so different for music, where like Katy Perry's gonna have to do all these crazy stunts around the state to possibly promote this album for it to maybe break.
I mean, that's kind of what Hilary Duff also pointed out in the last year or so, where she's like, you know, being a TV actress, like I don't have to keep up with like the theatrics, and like in music, she's like, I'm always on, and you always have to be doing something. Not a good comparison, but like.
Well, also, do you think?
Why are you laughing? Because I brought up Hilary Duff to this. Anyway.
No, I've just progressively seen your mic drop lower and lower as the taping has gone on. I'm like, oh, we're.
That too.
Your bags are
And you're still holding.
helping you over here.
Like Kate Middleton, it's holding me up.
It's holding snatch bag.
Snatched.
Women's world, though, do you think, because a lot of artists have this, where like they release a song and it's like a false start?
Yeah.
Like, shit, we shouldn't have released that. We should have released something else. Because Doja Cat did that with Attention, but she thought Attention should go out first. But then they released Paint the Town Red and it went to number 1.
Mm-hmm.
So like, what would have happened if she released that first? Versus like, Women's World could be like a false start intentionally or unintentionally, where it's not.
I love how you call it a false start, like it's track and field.
It's a false
Well,
start.
yeah.
You're starting your promotion of your album with a song that.
I would just call it a flop.
Well, sometimes you need to flop to get to the top.
Yeah.
And
You fail your way to a victory.
Yeah. Well, so the latest news about Katy Perry, for those of you who don't know, Dr. Luke is someone who has been big in the music scene, and obviously not in like a good light for listeners, to make this something that we can explain to you without being demonetized or being flagged in any way. He did have accusations that came out about him against women like Kesha. And so in the 2010s, we saw a lot of artists sign with Dr. Luke with their contracts. So Katy Perry's dropped a few times, like through her album cycle. When she was put through to Capitol Records, she also got put to work with Dr. Luke. At that same time, people like, you know, Kesha had a similar deal where these artists owed, I think, like 6 albums to these respective producers. So Katy Perry put out her first album and her second album with Dr. Luke. She also put out Prism, and then when she did Witness, there was no longer Dr. Luke involved. To give you context as to why, Kesha put out a lawsuit against Dr. Luke at that time. So everything was in a standing freeze of producing. And there was a group chat that was being prominently displayed at that time between the likes of Lady Gaga, Kesha, and Katy Perry. So while in the conversations of the legal lawsuit, Kesha is saying she's so disappointed about Katy Perry because she was at one point working with Dr. Luke, her and Lady Gaga had this thread that was leaked to the public saying like, you know, Katy makes me so mad, but I'm just trying to feel empathy for her. And when this got leaked, basically Katy Perry was thrown into trial to take the stand and say, did something happen with Dr. Luke or not? And she said, no.
Yeah.
So in the trial, like it is now coming back to the full surface of these threads of these people who have leaked this, and looking back at like their support of one another to take it also to another stance. Katy Perry and Lady Gaga have also still supported one another, even though they had like their ups and downs. In a former tweet, they said, you know, like, happy to see a friend. They also went to each other's music residencies in Vegas. But people were like, okay, Katy had to take the stand on something she probably didn't want to, and she wasn't ready to. Lady Gaga and Kesha obviously talking about her in a group chat, a bunch of things. But to have Dr. Luke no longer in the picture to now being back in the picture is for one reason only, because Katy Perry signed a deal years and years ago. And people are now coming back to the conclusion of, okay, Dr. Luke still has this grip on like a lot of different artists that owe him or owe just like overall recordings. So it seems like however much he's involved or very involved, he's still credited to this upcoming album on Katy Perry because she's only put out 3 albums with him. And that's the TLDR version. So
Yeah, she has 2 albums left in her contract, is what Angie was trying to say in that 10-minute explanation.
well, I've been trying to
I'm
tee it up.
teasing. No, that was good context, and I forgot about Katy Perry taking the stand.
I didn't even know that happened.
It's kind of like
So then that makes more sense though as to why the Kesha fans are mad at Katy Perry because she's working with him because she spoke out against Kesha, which we also have to add context. Didn't Kesha lose the lawsuit?
Kesha did
Yeah.
because
And she
it
had
was
to
dropped.
apologize to him too,
She
right?
she dropped it.
Yeah.
She didn't want to drag it out,
But
but
she had to apologize to him, didn't she?
I think she said she wouldn't apologize to him.
I think she was court mandated to apologize to
I
him.
don't
no?
remember specifically. Don't quote me on it. So we're on to Watch or Skip. Kim Kardashian.
I love watching Kim Kardashian. I'm glad that she's back into our roster.
She is considering getting rid of her injection of Botox.
Do you like how he just stole that fucking story from me?
Yeah. There was. I would like to let everybody know my camera cut, and
Mm.
there's
Yeah, we had to
there's
take a
some
pot.
there's some missing footage. There's lost media, and that was not Andy's line.
I just you saw the notes
I'm
before
trying to
we
tee
came
it
in
up.
here, so you saw what I wrote before Andrew added his notes in there, and he literally has read my without throwing the story to me. He's snubbing me as if this is not my show too. He's trying to show off because we have a guest in studio, and yes, I'm going to go off on a rant because I know Jack will back me up.
I believe you because I was
Thank you.
texting him being like, "Oh, I'll just review the doc," and he goes, "Oh, there's still stuff that needs to be added." I'm like, "You didn't read this either."
I didn't know Zach had put us in yet. Sometimes we do it right in here in the studio together. No, Zach, you lead it off because I was trying to make
Wait,
up for.
hold on. Looking at these notes, Andy, which topics did you add to these notes, by the way?
I added Katy Perry
Oh, okay.
because I texted about Travis Scott.
Did you?
I texted him about Travis Scott. I didn't know you'd put it in there.
I also did text back that he probably shouldn't have been arrested, but that also is wrong of me to say 'cause I didn't really know what happened.
Well, we've all been drunk and disorderly.
Should we start from the top of movies and TV so you can lead?
No, we're gonna keep that in there. We're not
Okay.
editing that out.
All right.
I love a fight.
So Zach,
Yes.
what
tell me.
what all is Kim saying about her Botox specifically before our cameras cut earlier?
So Kim Kardashian has said that she's willing to cut back on her Botox usage so that she can have a career in acting. She wants to make sure that her facial expressions really come across on camera. That way, when she's delivering her Oscar-worthy performances, you can actually see her face moving.
I don't know. We need a character that's their face doesn't move. I feel like it's relatable.
Frozone.
I feel like she played it when she did American Horror Story, and she played the
manager.
ageless. No, it was a publicist.
Ah.
She played the ageless publicist, and that was like her role, and
Yeah.
it fit. And she leaned into that character of Shaban, and I thought she killed it. But so now she wants to cut back on some of her Botox, but she's only going to limit this for the next 10 years because her goal is to do one film per year for the next 10 years because she wants to fully pivot into acting now.
But I'm also wondering what type of movie she's gonna do. If it's like she's trying to prep for drama.
Well, was the next thing she's doing a comedy?
Yeah.
What?
It's a comedy. It's called The Fifth Wheel. It's a new Netflix movie that they're going to be filming soon. She actually sold it to Netflix. And then on top of that, she has another Ryan Murphy show that's coming to Hulu. And she has another show that she just sold with Emma Roberts. So she's getting into producing and acting.
That's
mean,
crazy. I don't know about
good for her, but I'm also like, good for her.
I don't know about the one movie a year thing because I feel like does that happen normally? Do other actors who have been in it for that long do one movie a year? I feel like sometimes like movies take longer.
I
than
feel like
that.
they shoot within a 3-month period, but like then they'll come out like 2 years later or 3 years later. Like Ryan Gosling, he's had like Barbie, the stuntman one,
Oppenheimer?
and
Was he in Oppenheimer?
No.
I was like, hang on,
God,
you
I
just
saw
made
that
me
movie
say
against
something.
my will. Didn't know it was 3 hours long, and I sat in that theater and I was like, holy fuck.
I almost
Did you
watched
do
it on a plane.
Barbenheimer?
No, God, no. No. I saw Barbie alone, and then I went to see Oppenheimer.
Alone?
No,
At the
not like
theater?
alone.
Oh.
Like us
Watch it by
standalone.
yourself.
They could have ended it after the bomb dropped. Hot take. Like it kept going.
She's prepping for Oppenheimer 2.
Yeah,
That's
there's
my
gonna be
thought.
a second one. How many bombs have been dropped?
You
in our
know, there's a
history?
couple.
I don't know history that well.
Are you going to watch The Fifth Wheel?
I'd be interested. It's like a Lindsay Lohan like kind of
Yeah,
thing.
I like Lindsay's Netflix deal.
Yeah, I'm not, and also like I'm gonna watch it. I'm not a hate watcher. That's not like why I'm watching it because I actually enjoy the Kardashians. I think I'm just curious.
I just want to see what she does.
Yeah, like to go from
That
the
to
American
that.
Horror Story to that. Like if she can do fine, go for it. Like then yeah, you probably could do 10
I was
movies a
surprised
year.
at how well she acted in American Horror Story.
But again, I feel like the character fit her so
Yeah.
well. Like sometimes that just doesn't happen where like they really do have to adapt to what they're playing.
Well, she's taking acting class. She's getting ready. One movie a year.
She's like Groundlings. She's like Groundlings with the rest, right?
Yeah.
Good for her.
Good for her. It's expensive,
Sweet.
I heard.
She can afford it.
Yeah,
Can't she?
she can afford many things.
She just launched her skin cosmetics.
She did.
Yeah.
Really? There's another line of something?
Yeah. Well, because remember she had KKW and then she divorced Kanye, so she couldn't
Yes.
do KKW. So then she launched
Yes.
Skin, but Skin was just skincare. And now she's getting back into cosmetics. And so she's launched lip glosses that aren't sticky and highlighter.
Wow.
Like
Two things I
highlighter for
don't
paper? No, I'm
use.
kidding.
Two things I literally don't use. Like I
don't know
wouldn't be
that
able to tell
world.
the difference. I'm like, oh, that's a great product.
I have a Kylie like fragrance. We went to that Kardashian.
Oh, the lips?
Oh, like
The lips? What Kylie
No,
fragrance do you
it
have?
was like some random little bottle.
You got the
I
fragrance?
got the fragrance.
What was the
Oh.
fragrance?
I don't even know. I really don't.
I
even
don't know either, but everybody was like, you have to get the fragrance, like Feral Beasts. And I was like, okay, what is wrong
What is
with
the
you?
fragrance? I didn't even know Kylie had a fragrance.
I don't know because I couldn't get one because they were out because everybody was psychotic and attacked that stand. I got socks.
I got
Skims socks. Am I going to wear those? Probably not.
Why would you get skim socks if you're not going to wear skim socks?
They just gave it to me and I put it into a bag and I left.
Wow.
You are really. If it's free,
Are the
it's free.
socks slimming?
I haven't
They
put them
are
on yet.
slim.
They're
They're
still
very tight.
they're still in that thing that wraps.
I've worn them a few times. I enjoy them. I wore them to Busch Gardens.
I'm just a
Well,
simple
same
man. I don't.
I got a
I
good American
can't.
bag I haven't used yet. Like,
Well, speaking of good American, Khloe Kardashian is also making headlines.
nice tee up. I was trying to help with my Chloe references.
It's not a good segue when you ruin the segue.
Yeah,
I
see,
know.
thank you. It's okay.
Like it was so good,
He's
then you're like,
learning.
oh, good segue. It's like we have to restart.
See, 'cause
Don't
that's,
speak.
you have to toss the ball back and forth, and you know when to pick up the cues, unless we break the fourth wall.
But I kind of like playing, like breaking the fourth wall and seeing how we all react. Be like, how are you gonna react when I say this?
Just give it to him. Just let him have it. Let him have it. So Khloe is launching a new podcast.
Did she have one before?
No, she had Cocktails with Khloe,
That's what I'm thinking.
which
of.
was the late night talk show that failed.
Chloe goes to Air
I didn't even know
Oh,
that was a thing. So
it was
yeah.
a thing on the Wi-Fi channel, sci-fi channel. It was something with an F and a Y.
Oh.
It was a channel that nobody
FX?
watched.
Freebie?
No, it was a cable channel that nobody watched, and then they didn't watch her show.
Interesting.
So I think
Fuse.
maybe Fuse.
maybe Fuse. That's not for Fubo.
Fubo?
But that's like
No.
Roku.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, those are new. This was like years and years, like before all the little streaming apps came out.
Oh, okay.
It was on television, like cable
But
television,
why did she want to do a podcast? Like
because they're paying her money to.
Mm-hmm.
Elon?
So Elon Musk, it's an X original, which is now what he's trying to do. He even gave a show to Tucker Carlson. So they're doing 60-minute long full video episodes. Hers is called a podcast. I don't know what Tucker. I think Tucker's is like a news show. But so he's trying to invest in building up
His originals.
originals for X, and he even has X TV that's now an app that people can go on. I think like their Roku and they can watch it.
Correct. And they're trying to build like a smart TV like entire model, but it's weird because Don Lemon also had a show where he interviewed Elon Musk, and after the interview, Elon said your show's canceled. So
Well-
it's been a weird toss up also of like Elon being Elon, and people are like, fuck it, I'll still partner with Elon for how crazy antics he has and like his things he stands for. To see this Khloe Kardashian thing, I'm like, I'm surprised and not surprised, but like, I don't know. A lot of people have been drifting away from X. A lot of people have been leaving the platform, and it's like,
That's
where's
what I'm
the money
saying.
coming
That's what
from?
I'm saying. I'm not wrapping my head around this. I'm like, people are still there. People are still actively supporting this.
And
Like,
especially since they're now the platform that is for adult content. It's now like, in the last week they said we have authorized, X-rated content to be able to like surpass. Everyone's like, I thought that was already a thing on here. Like
now
thought
it's.
that was
I think
like-
now it's acknowledged.
Now
They
it's
have to keep
acknowledged.
doing
Well, it
those
was shadow
community
banned at
notes.
first. Like you couldn't actually, like if you typed in somebody that's like an adult creator into the search, they wouldn't immediately come up. You'd have to type in like
Spicy
their
creator.
their exact
spicy,
ad.
Yes.
Yeah.
So it's
don't ask
weird.
me how I know.
Chloe,
Just don't
I
ask me
want
how
to
I
see her
know.
interview people for a podcast.
Well, isn't
but
it connected to OnlyFans?
To X?
Yeah.
It might be now. There might
Twitter
be like
was no. I thought Twitter was like connected to OnlyFans, and now X. I don't know.
it was like
That'd be a good
your
partnership.
way of actively promoting it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So actually, the other thing that came up is Versus, which is Timbaland and Swiss Beats' app that used to be owned by Triller, also just inked a
Remember
deal
when he
at
tried to do
Cannes
Beats music?
Yeah.
Yeah, they inked a deal with X as well,
Oh.
like for their music to be brought to the platform. So that just got announced in the past week. So
Was
it's
Mr.
weird.
Beast doing something with him too, where he was trying to get him to post his YouTube videos
Correct.
exclusively
He
on
was trying
X?
to, and he said, "Look, it's not going to make me anything."
Yeah, or that he would
Mr.
make.
Beast said that, or Elon
Mr.
said
Beast
that?
came out and said, "Like, look, like I'm not going to get as much engagement on this platform, like where the actual users."
But he's posting. I've seen him posting on there. He posts the long forms of his YouTube.
I think he wanted to do a test basically to see if like X was pushing his content specifically or like more than others. So he's just like, doesn't seem fair overall.
There's some people I don't trust, and two of them are in the same topic: Mr. Beast, Elon Musk. I don't. There's something.
Why don't you trust Mr. Beast?
I know he does a lot of good, but they're like,
I don't
he
really
makes
know
great
him,
content.
I don't really. What? Give me the rundown. Who is this man?
Truly, that's the thing. Is like I don't know where he came from. Like he just out of nowhere. Was when I started
Jimmy
my
Donaldson.
who
Jimmy Donaldson's his real name.
Jimmy Donaldson. When I started my job at Paramount, my newer job at Paramount, when I came out to LA, they talked about him so much. Whereas my original job, which was in more of like the ad sales side of it, like didn't talk about it, even though I was still in content. I was like, why do you guys know so much about him, but all of these people know not a thing?
Yeah, it's a very specific demo. Like Mr. Beast does a lot.
What does
of,
he
like,
talk about?
He does a lot of videos that are stunt-esque or like hype-esque. So it's like competitions where people can win $1 million.
Oh,
people can
doesn't
win,
he like give money out all the time? to
Yes.
people? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which is
So-
great. Love that. But then I'm just like very skeptical of people, especially because like if he is in like talks with Elon Musk, we don't know if that's like happening or if there's something if he's just posting on his own. But like that's where I get weirded out, where I'm like, that's a real life supervillain, Elon Musk. Like that, if we could make movies about him.
I'll watch Chloe do a podcast. I don't know if I want to watch it on X.
I don't know if I
don't
want to
wanna watch
watch.
it
Chloe. She's not like interviewing people. She's like giving her
No,
like
I'll watch
thoughts
it.
of
She
the
does that.
day.
Affirmations
what
by
she's-
Chloe.
We could just watch that on the show.
Here, I'll read you the press release because I sent it to David.
That is interesting that she has agreed to do this though, and it's
Oh, it's 26 episodes,
Ugh.
which is so many episodes. No specifics yet, but the show will bend on Kardashian's boundary-pushing sense of humor with her signature relatability to tackle dilemmas ranging from the everyday life to the ever absurd. Literally tells you nothing.
Yeah, I'm like, that could be.
Anything.
Yeah, there has to be like, again, I mean, people are going to watch because it's Chloe. So it's like, it's just going to work for her in that sense. But again, it didn't work for that cocktail show. So maybe not.
So, and the originals have a 24-hour exclusivity window. So it's only exclusive on X for the first 24 hours, and then after that, I can go anywhere else.
that's
Oh.
dumb. I said it. That's dumb.
Well, that's what Spotify's doing now.
I know, but I'm not gonna go to Twitter to watch video. Sorry, X.
I think it's to get people that are already on Twitter or to get people back onto Twitter
yeah,
to watch it
and to
live.
prep them for the smart TV project.
I don't even think I use X or Twitter ever. Maybe like occasionally I like open it to see like what's. Sometimes I get like news stories. I'm like, oh, it's like my newspaper.
gives
But
me
then
the ick.
I go to Threads now, and I'm like, everybody's posting the same shit on there. So I'm like, why don't I just read it here?
Yeah, I'm like, can we get off of X? Can we just be done with her?
Substack.
Yeah,
I don't understand it.
Don't know her
Well,
either. Tech bros love it.
I used to blog.
I'm very active on X daily.
Ah.
Chloe said, I have a genuine curiosity about so many topics, and I try to see the positive in everything. I can't wait to explore, listen, and learn through this exciting journey. Thank you, X, for taking this ride with me.
Oh,
Again, says nothing. So I don't know what her new show is going to be.
don't know, girl.
I will be watching.
I thought
listening.
she reality showed.
She did.
She also
But you know
judged
who's-
X Factor, so she's done
Oh,
anything.
remember that?
Train wreck.
That was a shit show. Oh my God, that was so bad. Mario Lopez hated her.
And also like I always remember her like calling out, I think it was Demi.
Yeah.
And she's like, which one's the best? And Demi's like, I think they're all great. And she goes,
Yeah.
no, which one?
Yeah, which one?
And she's like, Chloe, what the fuck? Like,
I loved how she pushed that though.
yeah.
Yeah.
But our last thing on the watch or skip, speaking of reality, is about Traitors.
Traitors, we were just talking about it the other week. They announced the season 3 cast, which has Tom Sandoval.
Mm-hmm.
Big fan, Andy is, of Tom Sandoval and his affair. And now Lala Kent is coming out, and she was on an Amazon Live where she says that they offered her a spot on the Traitors, but she actually turned it down.
For what reason? I want to know.
Well, rewind. It was actually for season 2, which was last season, not this current season. So it was season 2, which season 1 was good, and then season 2 is what really blew up the Traitors. And so I don't think anybody expected it to be as popular as it's become, whereas now it's winning all the Emmys, and, you know, Phaedra was a big breakout star, and MJ was a star in CT, and all, you know, everyone that we loved on season 2. So that was the cast that Lala was originally going to be cast with. She turned that down. She said that the timing just didn't work out. I think she turned it down because she thought it was going to be dumb.
Yeah. And now she's like, oh, I was supposed to be in the video.
Missed the boat on that one.
Mm-hmm.
Big.
I would have liked to have
done it for
seen Lala.
funsies.
I would have
done it
liked
for funsies.
I would still do it for funsies.
Even if I watched season 1, I don't know how closely like they filmed the season together, but
Yeah. I'm actually really bummed. Fun fact, I got reached out to about season 1 because that's when it was half regular people. And I told my agent, I was like, I would love to do it. No longer have that agent. And she goes, great, send me your stuff. Send her my stuff. And I was like, hey, did you send my stuff? She goes, oh, I forgot, and it closed. I still have the email and everything. And I'm like,
that's
damn. Like, now I'm like, oh, I really want to do that. That's fucking, like, that sucks.
That's wild.
Yeah.
You would have gotten out the first week.
Maybe. Like,
They're like, he's too smart.
no, I don't know. I feel like I would know how to play it. But I feel like Lala, because like it wouldn't make sense for Lala to be on season 3, because I don't think they would put her at Tom Sandoval, because then it's just like, okay, it's Vanderpump Rules again. Like that
would be fun to see her come after Tom Sandoval.
Yeah.
Well, I don't think contractually they would be able to do it, because if you're on a show already where you're contracted as the cast, you're not allowed to do another show together. I wonder was MJ who they ended up replacing her with?
Yeah, because it would have to be another
like Bravo star, yeah.
Because there's a lot of Housewives. I feel like maybe there's like an excess of Housewives that maybe that's where they did it. But then again, they brought
That's probably how Marcus Jordan got in.
Oh, maybe.
Remember he came in with Larsa?
Yeah.
Which was weird.
So random, and also didn't add to the plot in any way.
No.
Larsa was great. I have to say, great TV.
But see,
like,
that's the thing. The good ones are the ones that always get eliminated first.
Janelle, Larsa, like the first season was second season, Brandy. Like
Brandy was first season.
Yeah. Well, second. Well, was she first season?
Yeah.
Oh, that was season 1.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Yeah.
And then season 2
So
was...
the season 1 was still technically good.
Season 1 was good. That won an Emmy for the cast too.
Mm-hmm.
Season 2 was what really took it to the next level.
Who do you think's gonna get voted out first in the season 3 cast? Traitors.
I feel like it's always like, who went out this one? Peppermint
went out first.
Bummer. That was a big bummer. But again, like, I feel like in the first episode, in like the first couple of minutes, you kind of get the feeling of like, oh, okay, there's gonna be like Reza went out season 1.
No, the first one to go was Johnny Bananas.
Johnny Bananas.
Oh,
went
this
out.
one. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Oh well.
It was first season was Reza, second season was Johnny Bananas. So it's always a big personality.
Well, Reza made so much sense because he's a big personality. In the entire first episode, did not speak a word. And then
he did. That's why they kicked him out. Remember, they were like,
"You're strong.
You're too.
You know how to play this game."
Yeah.
From I thought it was like, maybe I'm remembering it wrong, but I thought it was because like people remembered him from Shaw's, and they're like, "Oh, he's crazy. Like, get rid of him first." And he didn't really speak.
He kept trying to be friends with everybody, and like kept trying to push the plot and like figure out the game. And everyone's like, he's doing too much. He's being too strategic.
Yeah.
And they kicked him out, and then that's.
And Bananas makes sense. That was a shock.
Yeah.
Because I was like, oh, that'd be fun to watch him in a different environment. But also, I've watched the challenge. I'm like, I'm kind of sick of you.
Yeah. Well, and he knows how to do the competition shows really well.
Yeah.
Because he also won House of Villains, so they're like, yeah, you're done.
I
So
think
they axed him.
for the first person to go for Traitors season 3 is probably Chriselle Stiles.
You think?
I think the first one. I have a feeling that like she's not gonna. Everyone's gonna be like, you have this bubbly, cute personality, but like,
You seem.
I don't know. I have a feeling that there's some people I can't lie.
I
I don't know
feel
if
like-
Chriselle can lie.
It's going to be someone who's not a gamer. But also, season 2, it was somebody who was a gamer. So it's like maybe they will go for a gamer. I would go for Tom Sandoval. I'm like, you don't need any more screen time.
No, he's going to be around for a while. He's going to be like a Kate Chastain in season 1 where they hate them, but then they keep them going as long as they can.
I just remember her taking that money and tossing it into the forest.
They're going to go after the gamers. I think that's going to be the strategy this time because they know the gamers go the furthest. So if you're on Survivor or Big Brother, I think that's who they're going to go. It's going to be one of those people that goes first.
Well,
It's not
correct me
gonna
if
be
I'm
a
wrong.
Bravo person.
There's no challenge people on it this season.
Thank God.
No, it's all Survivor, Big Brother, Housewives, Selling Sunset, Drag Race, Bachelor, Zac Efron's brother.
He'll be Pilot Pete duo, like doppelganger. That's going to play out.
It's always the sleepers.
Oh, Britney's fiance or her ex-husband.
Oh, Sam Asghari. Yeah. That was crazy. That's a
was
crazy
weird.
one. I don't know how I feel about that.
It's kind of a wild
Him or
cast.
Chriselle will go out first.
No,
Chriselle?
no, I don't think
No,
Michelle's going to go.
they're
out
going to
first.
rally non-gamers against the gamers.
They're going to go against the gamers. That because if you watch season 1 and season 2, you see how they have the strengths and they know how to get like the Bravo people out. Like they know how to strategize enough that you have to kill enough of them. Even if they're traitors or not, you know that they're going to make it to the end, so you have to kill them early.
Yeah. And like then, well, we also have to work in the fact that some of the whoever the traitors are, like those, that could also be like, because what was it? It was Phaedra, Parvati, and who was the third? That was the first
What's
For
his
what?
name?
for the first
the
traitors.
guy. Oh shit, what's his name? I don't remember.
He was
The
on
dark
Big-
hair.
Wow, this is bad. Oh, Dan.
Dan.
But see, that was 2 gamers as traitors, so I feel like that kind of helped influence that because they
Yeah.
were saving Survivor and Big Brother people. When it's
Yeah.
like, maybe they'll put like 3 housewives.
That's probably why they did that, was so that they had a Survivor person, a Big Brother person, and a housewife, so that they would save
Their people.
factions. Yeah.
Wow. What a fun episode.
I'm
like,
obsessed with that show. I'm like, I could talk about it for hours.
I know.
Traitors, I know.
Great
I'm just
show.
waiting for the new season to drop. I'm like, when? Like, we've
Not
got the
anytime
announcement,
soon.
but
They've
when?
already finished filming, but it's not going to drop until way
Fall.
later in the year. Yeah, probably even winter,
Ugh.
which they need to drop it sooner. I just can't wait to see Dorinda slurring her way.
Oh my God. Okay, on that note, thank you for being our lovely guest for the week.
Thank you
I'm
for
not
having
afraid.
me. I had so much fun. I feel like I haven't yapped like this in a while, so it was really nice.
Yeah, it's nice when Zach and I have both of us on the couch and another person in the hot seat.
No, it's nice when I have somebody that can actually, that lives in reality and can actually back me up on this shit.
On what?
Everything.
You don't think I know enough? I'm not smart enough?
Oh no,
I'm not-
you know a lot. I think from my point of view, it's like I love your chemistry together. It's so funny, but it's also so funny to watch you blatantly lie.
Yeah,
right to his
on camera.
face.
And I'm like, Andy.
You lied to me about a cake.
You know why? It's because he does the editing, so he can edit around. Yeah.
Yeah.
He gaslights me all the time.
At least
then I
he's
watch
editing
the
it
show
though.
and I'm
Like,
like, wow.
let's give it up for our editor because
Let's give it
editing
up.
is crazy job.
It really is.
Well, obviously, you know where to find us at the Pop Report. Zach, anything you want to leave us with? Final thoughts?
Thanks for watching. Leave us a review. Nice reviews. Keep shouting me out, which I love. All the reviews, people shout me out. And they're like, who's Andy? Which I love.
Andrew.
Andrew.
Oh, all right. Bye,
We're
everybody.
going to make Andrew happen.
Make Andrew happen.
Where can they follow you?
Oh,
Pimp yourself out, even
you
though
can
Andy didn't
yeah.
give you the opportunity.
Well, also he's like,
He's new.
introduce yourself. And I was like, oh shit.
I was like, you do
oh
it.
God. You can follow me on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, all of the stuff at Louis Levanti. It's all the same. And if it's not, it's probably because it's Snapchat. There's an underscore in between my name.
That's where you send dick pics.
No, that's that
Lies.
is now professional. It is now a professional
See
account.
the lies that
Did
he
you go to Snap
spews.
school?
I did go to Snap
I
school.
did
I've been to
too.
2 Snap schools. I don't know why I
Wow.
went to the second one because it's the same thing. But yes, I did go to Snap school and they did teach me how to be PG.
Yeah, they did say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
You
they were
have to
like
be
no
PG.
body pics, and I'm like, well, all of your biggest creators are doing body pics. So
Yeah, and they're like, don't do like a skimpy photo and put like an emoji over it. And I was
meanwhile,
wow.
like there's literally like 18-year-olds doing it.
Harry Jowsey.
Harry Jowsey. How old is Harry Jowsey?
He's older, but he's
still
does
doing
the
it. He's doing the
sluttiest
incorrect
Snapchat
Yeah,
things.
yeah.
Anyways, that's where you can follow me.
Yeah, find you on Snapchat. All right, well, thank you so much, everybody. We'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye.
Bye.